Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Welcome back to Tales from the Forgotten Troop. We are short a few people today, but should still be fun nonetheless. A few announcements before we get started. If you're enjoying what we're doing, there are a few ways you can support the show. We have an affiliate link for Hero Forge where you can get dice and minis. We have a Redbubble for all of our merch and merch adjacent things. And we have a coffee for direct donations if you just don't want stuff, which is, fair. I've been seeing a lot of garage sales lately. It's like garage sale season, so if you're in the decluttering mood, you can just throw money at us.
Yes.
Declutter your life by removing your money.
Declutter your bank account. And clutter mine!
Yes.
You're going for minimalism, and I respect that, but I'm going for maximism.
I just have a lot of bills. If you want to keep up with updates about the show, our Beacons page has all of our social media links, as well as a link to join the Discord, where you can join all the fun conversations and see pictures of pets and food and other memes.
Getting pretty good about posting memes.
Come for the memes. Stay for the memes. Thrive in the memes.
Stay for the chaos.
It's the memes.
Finally, if you're watching the VOD on YouTube, you can catch us live weekly. That's all I got. Please ignore the shadow Nina in the background. Crow, how...
Hopefully we're not about to get a Twitch violation on screen. Based on the pre-taking conversation.
No, she made my tea wrong somehow.
Worst wife
She's crying over
of the year.
But I microwaved it.
Oh god, that'll never die, will it?
It won't. I still tell people that story.
Oh, fuck me.
But you've learned, and you've grown, and we're so proud of you.
I mean, I literally tried to make tea the correct way, and it literally tasted like nothing. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
I oversteep my tea, to be honest, just so it tastes the way I want it to.
I was gonna say, I feel like one of us needs to visit you and make you tea, and go from there. Or you should visit us, and we can make you tea.
Let me get through this month, and I'll get back to you.
Yeah.
Same.
Entirely fair. Yeah.
But welcome back to San Sebastián, everybody. We have completed our Trading Faces arc, and I'm going to be dealing with some of the fallout of that.
We all went to Fallout.
If I remember correctly, Thoth and Kane are due for a conversation. Elytra was currently talking with Savannah, and we will pick up with that in a moment. I don't remember what Glory was doing post...
Getting the hell out of the monolith.
I don't know. Since Maria isn't here, I'm just gonna ad lib and say she probably went off with SP somewhere, and we can figure the rest out.
That was my guess. We'll have to figure out something for Glory to do.
We can always do the roleplay out trying to figure out how to fix Teresa's
that
Tiffany's
is
deck.
on Glory's list. Actually, that
If
said,
we run to that.
the team is probably going back to the manor at some point. Thoth and Kane were having their conversation, and then following.
I know Kane took Thoth into the kitchen. I kind of was imagining the rest of the team went into the Tory Gate with HK, and we're just going to go back to the manor and then disperse from there. But
and then Elytra went off to go meet Savannah out by the airport in a really creepy field.
In a secondary
And I
location.
think she's probably going to want to talk to the team, or some of the team afterwards. So
I will say, when she left, Glory and SP were probably sitting on the couch. Whether or not SP is still there when she gets back,
he's napping.
Pilot him or not.
He fell asleep on the couch.
I mean, it's all the dinosaur transformations.
We'll figure that out in a moment. But first, we should go around and introduce ourselves. Since time is passing, we are going to empty out the team, and we are back to one.
Got it.
And as for our icebreaker this evening, if you could only speak in animal sounds, what animal would you pick? No mimicking animals or choosing humans.
I can go first because Elytra's done this. Hi, I'm Tess. I play Elytra, aka Victoria, And she has spoken in bug sounds and used. I mean, technically, she did mimic the human voice, but she has spoken via bug. And technically, it was just mimicking pitch. It was not mimicking voices. It was just very coordinated and creepy.
Ooh, okay. I got it. I was gonna try and like Google some stuff, but then I was like, no, we're gonna go for unsettlingness. I'm
Love that.
I'm Bartholomew. I play Thoth, our lovable hentai boy. Thoth would want to sound like a loon.
I love this.
Oh my god.
The most unhinged bird sound ever.
Yes.
Sure.
Yep, that would do it.
I was like, of course. They're
I was
so
gonna try and
unsettling.
mimic it, but then I was like, what the fuck are you doing? You cannot mimic a loon.
You can't.
I'm Brianna. I play Glory. I'm a little bit torn on this one because if it's her, probably would just go with like the running association with lions or something. But for thematic reasons, a songbird would also fit just because of like the art associations. Me personally, Velociraptor screeches.
Yes.
I mean, also a valid choice.
Yes.
What?
I was wondering if
What'd you say,
anyone was
Kim?
going to choose a dinosaur.
Not for Glory, that's for me.
All right. But I think we are going to pick up exactly where I left things off, just so I don't torture y'all too long here. With Savannah
Just torture
having
Elytra.
asked Elytra, after having admitted that he made a mistake not approving Elytra on the Young Giants, asking if I offered you a spot on the team, what would you say?
I think Elytra pauses a very long time because this is like the dream. This was what she wanted the first time she set out to be a hero. And after a while, she takes a deep breath and says, given all that has happened, I wouldn't be able to accept. Your team is cohesive, and I feel that an outsider at this point would, especially at this point, given my affiliations, would cause potentially irreparable damage to your dynamic. As much as I would love to say I would accept it, and I would have even 3 months ago, I can't abandon those who gave me my shot and those who have stood with me.
He kind of nods. That's something along those lines is what I figured you'd say. For what it's worth, I am sorry.
I appreciate that, and I think in some ways I'm sorry too. It's in another life, maybe. I don't think I'm giving up on fighting my way to the ultras, but I just don't think I can take the path that goes through the Young Giants anymore. I have to stick by my team.
And me with mine. Why I think the two of us need to talk shop.
More than likely, yes. To continue any semblance of civility and or cohesion between us, given some of the reactions.
I think it's for the best that we try to steer clear of each other as best as possible for the time being.
That, I think, makes sense. I believe there's a lot to unpack in between a lot of individuals, not just our main red flag that had us worried throughout that entire situation.
Indeed. You should be aware, JJ tried to convince May to give him a surveillance drone. Didn't work. But I'm willing to bet he's looking for other options. We're lucky it didn't break out into outright violence, but he's suspicious of your boy now.
I definitely understand that he is. However, we're going to have to address this sooner or later, especially attempting to reveal another super's identity by requesting a drone like that.
I do have a question for you, though.
I will do my best to answer it as I can.
Do you know why he didn't come forward?
I do not, but I trust he has his reasons. And I believe that there is more complications than what would appear to, or what would present itself to the outsiders like us.
Well, whatever complications there might be, it stopped Tabs' hand. I don't have any doubt that she knows.
More than likely, yes. There's... Above the table, does Elytra know who his dad is at this point? I don't remember.
I think just that it's Silver Spectre.
Well, yeah, she knows
wait,
that.
no.
No,
Because
there was a
the
whole
gala.
conversation on the beach.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
but
there was...
that wasn't made explicit that guy was... Because SB told us all that his dad was Silver Spectre, I believe, but did not make it explicit to the rest of the team that creep who talked to Elytra was his dad.
Yeah.
Glory knows because they talked about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was like, I just didn't know if there was like a result from, oh yeah, that creep that talked to you was my dad at some time in private, but I didn't remember, and I was like, I'm pretty sure it didn't, but
I suspect no, and wouldn't want to make that call without Maria.
Yeah, we're gonna rule that Elytra does not know in this moment.
Yeah.
But she firmly believes that if there weren't complications, he would have come forward first in regards to things.
I'm not gonna lie and say it's not concerning to me that he hasn't at least made an attempt at outing Spectre. I suspect he's got some sort of fallback for exactly that. He's too smart to be caught out by just someone turning face.
I can't even promise that he hasn't made an attempt. We don't know that. I don't have that information. There could be something that has shown him what would happen if such an attempt was made.
To be completely honest with you, it seems like he's avoiding the issue. And is trying to sublimate his guilt by being a hero. I don't know if that's the truth, and I don't know if you know that's the truth. But it might become an issue if, or more likely when, he's got to face that truth.
Yeah, there. I agree that I have a feeling that that is definitely going to be a when question, given my team's luck in regards to certain things.
It's not just your team. Trust me. I've read enough files at this point to realize that we heroes are, if not born unlucky, improbably so.
Well, let's go with hopefully our luck holds out enough for this issue to blow over a little bit before we need to potentially call in backup. Because there's some scary stuff on the horizon.
Regarding backup, if the worst does come to pass, I hope you realize I won't really have much of a choice but to take DB's side.
And depending on that situation, as much as I respect you and I respect DB, if my hand is forced and I don't see wrong in my compatriots' actions, I can't promise that I won't take his side. I can't promise my team won't either.
You have loyalty to each other. That much is obvious. And in regards to that, I am, in particular, especially worried about Glory. Her understandable loyalty to SP. If this blows up, she's got a level of power that can do some real damage.
She does. But she is also probably one of the people I trust the most with that level of power.
Agreed. She controls herself well. The problem is when she loses control. And he kind of like points over his shoulder and you can see like the construction crew around what's left of Tomahawk Radio Tower.
I redecorated it.
Just a little bit.
It was stupid anyway.
Yeah.
That was on accident. It's not to be unexpected. Descendant of a god and all that. Usually comes with some hefty power. But her personal relation is a trigger.
I'm not going to tell my teammates who they can and cannot date.
I'm not saying you should. I am saying, though, that if the worst comes to pass, you need to keep an eye on her. Because I think out of your entire team, she's the one most capable of doing the worst. The worst harm to my team, the worst harm to the public, And for all I know, the worst of the Ultras. Because if this blows up, they will end up getting involved.
And I will do everything in my power to keep it from blowing up in my team. But that being said, I can only control half of this. You have a team member who's just as likely to blow this up as mine is.
I'm well aware.
And yours has shown more aggression than mine.
I'm filling his schedule as best I can.
I don't
He's
think
going to
this
be
is
getting a lot of quality and ride along time with members of the Ultras so they can keep an eye on him as well.
I don't know if this is necessarily a distract thing. I think this is a serious process time thing.
The guy like sits in the grass and puts his hand in front of him. It's not that simple. JJ has been going through therapy for literal years, ever since he joined the team. He's made progress, but every time Spectre comes up, he backslides. Obviously, he will be attending his appointments whether he likes it or not. And I'm hoping I can get him back to the resting state.
What if you got him to a decent spot? And I potentially broached, granted, I make no promises because SP's choices are his own, and I will not force him into a dangerous situation. But would it behoove him to talk this out with someone potentially on the other side? Someone he is blaming.
If he gets back to that better spot, potentially, yes. I would definitely want such a conversation monitored.
Well, of course.
Though, I have a question.
Yes.
Is your man actually unpowered? DB took some hits.
Yep.
And that fight at the tower. But I didn't see your man walking around in any sort of pain afterwards.
In my experience, SP is very good about ignoring pain.
Tracks, I suppose.
Anything further about his background is his to disclose to you.
I certainly hope I don't have to pry.
I know he has training in martial arts and has taken up training the team in various respects, as well as how to work with the pain that comes from such training. We've all learned to take hits. I try and cover them as best I can. Give them spider silk. Keep them together. Heal where I can, but we've all learned it. And I think some of us are just better at hiding it than others. As to why he has that talent, I don't know. And I am afraid to ask.
I can make some educated guesses, but guesswork isn't really going to help the situation. In regards to the situation, though, what's your read on Heavenly Katana? Where would she fall on things? I expect loyalty to the team, but would she be as potentially volatile as Glory?
Really depends on the situation regarding anyone on the team, if I'm being honest.
Her track record thus far has been admirable, but she does have that one notable incident.
I think there is a question of what is lawful versus what is right in her eyes.
You can see as his shoulders just kind of sag as he's like, right. You can tell he's been asked this question a lot.
And for the moment, lawful is winning. But can I promise that when my team has to make a hard choice, we're going to make the one that everyone agrees with at the time? No. I can promise that as far as my team is concerned, we will make the one that we believe will protect the most people in the long run, but I cannot promise that everyone will see us as being right. And I think my team's prepared to wear that burden, to make the tough choices.
And as much as I know that's going to be a pain in my ass if it comes that way, I can't help but respect you for it.
I hope it never has to come to that. I hope that...
If it does, and he pulls out a notepad and a pen and writes an address on a piece of paper. If this all comes to light, and you all side with your man, go here. He hands you the piece of paper. As far as anyone is concerned, you do not have that address, and if they find out you have it, you did not get it from me.
I will make sure it is in the most secure place I have access to.
That would be wise.
When I was in your body, that final moment, I reached out to my power and connected, and potentially caused a lot of issues because of it. Especially regarding the bug Bloodbath got away with. Which I have a lot of concerns about.
You can put some of them to rest. We found the bug.
Did it die?
Dead as a doornail.
Okay. Better. My other question, given your unique connection with certain entities, should I be concerned about drawing attention in that moment?
You'd be the first to get his attention. I've tried in the past. I can't really tell you what drives him to action.
Well, that's them for you. In my
I think that would be
experience.
especially true for African gods. Believe it or not, they don't have much in the way of interest in interacting with the Western world.
Honestly, that's probably the best news you could give me tonight.
If he does come calling for you, let me know. I have some questions of my own.
You will be the first to know for those questions. I will ensure, or do my best to ensure that you get your answers. And I hope that will be enough to distract him from any of my life.
You're investigating your abilities presently, right?
Yes.
I've been keeping minor tabs on the situation, but I'll be honest. After that, I have a greater amount of curiosity and no small amount of concern.
Honestly, I'd say join the club.
It seems like most of the time you have it well under control, though.
I've had to. I've had it for years. If I don't control it, it could hurt people. I'll admit the range expansion is fairly new and takes some getting used to, so I'm sorry you had to be thrust into that, but
It was a different experience, I'll give you that. If I know tabs, and I feel like I do at this point, when we're done talking, she's probably going to tell you to stop looking into it. Because I'd give a solid probability that you just scared the shit out of her.
in more ways than you know, I'm pretty sure.
More likely than not. But I think that's the wrong call, personally. I don't know how possible it's gonna be with her on your shoulder most days. But this is something that needs to be sussed out.
Given what I've found and the potential links between it and other heroes of similar nature who see concerning things,
Firebug.
and another psychotic tech-based hero,
Right.
I don't think I can let sleeping dogs lie here. Because if what happened when I pushed happens again and I lose control there, that could have gone a lot worse for everyone.
The impact was probably mitigated by the fact that you weren't in proximity to many other life forms.
Most likely. As it was, the very least, we would not have retrieved Arthur.
Just so you're aware, we might not still have. Lazarus is experimental. He took a lot of damage.
We have some individuals with healing abilities on our team. Would those be of benefit?
They would. We're already contacting a few healers.
If he's not utterly terrified of bugs, I can be in with...
I think he's more concerned about odd interior sensations. He had a panic attack when he had to use the restroom.
I don't have anything that can really help with that. But I don't know what types of healing you have coming in, but I can
Magical,
talk to my...
technological, and therapeutic.
What type of magic?
He kind of like thinks for a second. Shamanistic.
I have angelic, and I can see if my team has other things. Actually, fox juice might help.
He kind of just like tilts his head a little bit.
Magical fox juice.
Yeah.
Don't ask questions.
We have interesting healing, but I would say at least 2/3 of it is divine, so in at least some nature.
We do have Archangel from Montana flying in, so I don't know if we need angelic. But if you have other varieties of divine,
I will speak to my teammates and see if they think they can help.
I also think that you should speak with Pulsar.
I do believe that is in my best interests, given the fact that I think Bloodbath wants to kill me.
Bloodbath wants to kill most multi-celled organisms.
Bloodbath was very pissed off when he realized what I was and what I controlled.
I saw that on the footage, and there's more to it than that. He hasn't disclosed the particulars, but I know Pulsar's species. They do galactic patrol because of what he's referred to as an infestation.
Oh, I love that. That does not make me feel any better about my
He's not
power.
disclosed anything, but if there's some connection here, he might be able to provide some insight.
Is it within your ability to schedule a meeting with him?
Trying to schedule a meeting with an Ultra less than 2 years in advance is a fool's errand.
I would normally use tabs in this situation, but given what you've said about her hesitancy in helping me with this research, I want to have multiple avenues.
I'll let you know. Each of them is scheduled to make public appearances at various times. If there's potential that you could meet up with Pulsar at one of them, I'll send you a text.
Sounds good. Given that the mission was against Ultra's tower, seemed mostly successful, I don't know if there's likelihood of a second attack, but they didn't get to the mainframe, as far as I'm aware, and that seemed to be one of their goals. Something to be aware of.
Tabs had been isolating herself inside the mainframe while Blackout was stored there. She won't admit it, but
The tracks.
she's very worried of him infecting her system.
I mean, that's a valid worry given her situation and his. It doesn't help that he showed an increase towards more modern tech after our last fight.
For what it's worth, we've been able to trace him since he got away. We don't know where he is quite yet, but we know where to look for his trail now.
That's good, at least. I'm trying so hard to keep a straight face, but I'm seeing the Discord go by and dying.
Sorry.
I haven't read through it yet. I'm just seeing little messages like ping, 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 ping.
It's so bad.
Conversation's given many opportunities for memes.
Yeah.
Yes. Elytra looks at him and she says, if it comes down to it, and it's preventing him from getting to me or preventing him from getting to Robin, pick Robin.
With any luck, Altair will take care of her. He's
Ideally.
perhaps the one best suited to taking Blackout down. Nothing to hack in a plant.
Had my encounter with Blackout's tech not resulted in this weird bug shit, I would say that's a safe bet. But given the fact that this could be related somehow techno-organically, just be careful. Until we know what exactly caused my power and how it relates to him, I don't know if it's safe to assume anything. Especially now that he's resurfaced. Things can change very quickly.
The Ultras are prepared. Regarding our barely avoided crisis, however, there is something I want to point out. And that's perhaps the best hope of maintaining the peace between our teams. Thoth and Luciferus.
Yes.
I will be honest, I did not anticipate Luciferus having interest in anyone.
I mean, given how they've interacted for a long time, this was not a surprise in any way, shape, or form for me.
Maybe it's just because Kane keeps a much shorter leash on his personal feelings when in my presence. He's well aware I consider him the next best lead after me.
I think Luciferus has had a long time being taught that his emotions are not something that he should embrace, and that goes back long before he ever met you. And I think Thoth is the perfect guy to remind him why emotions are as important as they are.
Perhaps. But it's also that stoicism that's enabled him to excel in his particular magical field. Demons
True.
prey on emotional weakness.
True. But I would also argue that blatantly ignoring that emotional weakness makes it even worse when it is finally discovered.
Agreed. In as so much as I can relate, I suppose, I do think they're a good fit for each other.
I believe they are.
And I would hope that regardless of what happens between our two teams, their connection would endure and would be a good foundation upon which repairs, if need be, could be done.
I think that is a valid commentary, but I also don't think you should necessarily put that pressure on them. Let them be their own thing, and I think that is an unfair pressure to put on two individuals trying to discover if they are the right person for one another.
It's
That
not my
being-
place to put pressure on your man, but Kane's already under pressure. He knows that, unlikely as it might be, if I get the call to the tower, and I'm no longer a young giant, he's in charge. And he's been trained as such.
He may be on that pressure, but you are also his leader at this moment. And part of that is recognizing that that pressure might not always benefit his well-being. A hero is only as good as long as they don't break. And sometimes you need a life outside of those heroics. Something to relieve that pressure.
He doesn't really say anything to that.
She knows he doesn't say anything to that because she's like, you little shit, you don't have this.
Be that as it may, it's our job to give everything to protect people. Infighting doesn't serve that.
I would definitely agree that infighting does not serve that.
I've noticed you've made some interesting connections in Tarot Town.
I don't know if well, some of them are connections. Some of them I'm pretty sure are targets on my back.
To a certain extent, drawing the Tarot's ire is impressive in its own right. They usually reserve most of that for us.
I mean, to be fair, right now, you currently have the boyfriend of her daughter on your team, whereas I called her out on a genocidal decision. So I think you guys are a little better in her good books.
He kind of just raises an eyebrow at genocidal decision. Just like looks at you for a minute.
Super casual thing to say.
Oh yeah, totally normal. Not concerning at all.
At some point, I will give you the debrief of what happened in Tarot Town regarding the angel and everything else, but I don't think either of us need that right now.
Fair enough.
It was a lot.
It usually is. What is your take on Thoth?
The worst boy.
Loyal to a fault. He sees suffering and he has to alleviate it. He won't stand for injustice,
I got
especially in the
that
meek.
from his memory,
Mhm.
but he seems ingratiated with the criminal element, which has its uses. But I do worry about his loyalties, but I don't really know him. So if you say he's loyal to a fault, I'm inclined to believe your take.
Savannah, when you and I, despite what you went through and what I went and what I found out, have both come from what I would say were privileged backgrounds. Our families cared for us. We knew who they were. They shaped who we are. Both didn't have... Wait, no. I don't know that. Never mind. I just know that Thoth didn't... Based off that memory, Thoth didn't have a family or that support. He was on his own. And that led to unfortunate choices made to survive.
I'm not
So
faulting him for that. I think he's made considerable improvement upon his choices, given his present position, especially amongst your team. What I am saying, though, is perhaps you're not using his connection fully to its potential. If he does have access to that criminal element, you may have a reach my team can't have.
I will bring it up to him and see what he is or is not willing to do for information. But as I said before, I will not put a teammate in a dangerous situation without their consent.
While I appreciate that opinion, being a hero is consenting to being in danger.
Being a hero is also understanding the risks you take at any given moment and walking into any given situation. There are some situations that aren't worth that risk of taking you out of the fight for a future situation, for what you would gain from them. And while I would throw myself into one of those fights, you've seen me throw myself into those fights, I cannot ask others to do that. That is their choice and how they define their heroics. I think Thoth sees a lot of value in the small heroics that change the lives of every day-to-day person and make small incremental changes. And I'm not going to push him into a flashy mission just because I think it will get me a tidbit of information that I could potentially find in other ways.
Do you believe he, or anyone else on your team, is equal to you as a hero?
I believe they all are in their own right. We just go about being heroes in different ways. I don't expect anyone on my team to be me, because ultimately they are each their own heroes with their own motivations and their own ways of seeing
But do you
how
believe
to
you
address.
would make the same choice you made to put yourself on the line to make things better?
Yes. And the reason for my belief is not mine to tell, but I see them doing it on a daily basis with what they address. All of us acknowledge the fact that we might not live to see tomorrow or the next fight.
From what I've seen of your leadership skills, Elytra, you have what it takes. And if they're equal to you, they also have what it takes. But you can't make that choice for yourself while denying them the option. If it comes down to them or the public good, do you know what decision you'll make?
I believe I do. Because I believe that my team would never force me to make that decision.
It's not a matter of whether they'd force you to make the decision. It's a matter of circumstances. We don't always get to choose.
If it comes down to having to choose to trust one of my teammates to get themselves out of the situation and save civilians, or save my teammate and leave civilians behind, I trust that my teammates are capable enough to make their own decisions.
Good. Unless you have questions for me, I think that about wraps up everything I wanted to talk to you about.
For the current moment, I do not. There may occur some later, especially if certain entities pop into my life. But I think both you and I need to speak with our teams and also sleep. Given
I'll sleep after I take care of the paperwork.
paperwork can wait, your health cannot. I know
The monster
what you...
can.
It can until it stops. And by then, you've done too much irreparable damage to get back up on your feet in a quick manner. Above the table, is this pot calling the kettle black? Yes. Yes, it is. But
We love hypocrisy here.
And I feel like Savannah is like mildly aware of that, so he's just kind of looking at you like,
I know what you do. To be fair, she said she's going to sleep after she debriefs the team, so...
there's a new exhibit opening at the local museum. Don't know if you would have any interest in seeing it.
Sure. I'd be interested in seeing it.
I'll let you know when I'm free.
And I will bug you if you don't let me know in the next week, because I'll know that you aren't giving yourself a break.
Metaphorically or literally bugging?
I mean, it'll start with the
Yes.
text message, but if I have to escalate, I will escalate. I know May has more bugs in that tower than you will realize.
Dare I ask?
I try and clean them out every time I'm in there. I make no promises.
Let the threat linger.
Her room is a biohazard. You know it is. You felt that thing under her bed.
This is going to be another conversation I need to have. Right. Unless you have more for him. He'll lead you back
No.
to the edge of the field, open the basket back up, and hand you your phone.
Yeah. She'll take it and then also turn back on her suit. Because she does have to get home.
I'll be seeing you around.
I will be seeing you and hopefully eventually your team.
Let's hope.
See, the city needs us allied. I'm gonna do whatever I can to ensure that that continues.
And I'll do my best to temper JJ's temper.
Also, you watch your back. I was technically in your body when I revealed to Bloodbath what I was.
So nothing changes.
I don't know if he was aware of the mind swap and who was who, but something to be aware of.
What's a day in San Sebastian that someone doesn't want you dead?
You know, that is a very fair point. I can think of a lot of people that I'm slowly inching up on their docket list.
I've been at the top for a few for a while.
I'll bring you a gold star next time.
Sure. I'll bring you whatever I find under May's bed next.
Make sure it's in a very, very destruction-proofed cage.
10-4. And he will head off into the night. And we're going to rewind time a bit. Because, well, Thoth.
Yep.
Pretty much immediately after dismissal, you and Kane went off on your own sums.
It's more like Kane dragged me away, but yes.
Yeah. Once the two of you are in a private space, we'll say it's like a sitting room off of the main lobby in the tower.
I think the goal was to go to the kitchen to make coffee.
Oh, right, yeah. He will pull you into a hug.
I think I'm a little surprised by this, and I will hug him back. What's this for?
And as he like pulls back a little bit, you can see that there's like a little bit of mist in his eyes.
Hey, I'll just like cup his cheeks. It's okay.
I'm sorry.
Don't apologize. You're allowed to feel things.
No, I'm... Your memories, I am... You must have hated me the first time we met.
I mean, no, not really. I was more, affronted by the dismissal, I guess, but also that's not out of the ordinary, so.
It really should be. I was referring to your family.
What?
I am sorry if I have unintentionally caused you pain. I feel as though I did not truly understand the experience you have had in your life.
I mean, you, up until a couple of hours ago, really did not know anything about my past. So I would not have expected you to. You also live a very different life. So I would not have expected you to.
I suspect charity on my part would not be couth.
Hey. What? What do you mean?
If I wrote you a check.
No.
I suspected as
Ready.
much.
I don't need money.
Do you know anyone who does? I'm sorry, I don't... Helping the people you've helped, helping people like you, it's not something I've ever been good at.
If you're wanting to help underserved and underfunded communities, there are many ways to do so. I can help. But I think why do you want to, I guess is my question. Are you feeling some form of guilt? Or are you thinking it's just a number of people that have been overlooked and you want to help them long term? What's your motivation here?
Both, I suppose. You saw what led to this. I know you did.
Yeah. To be perfectly frank, on some level I despise being a Kane. The things it forces me to be, makes me do. But I try to remind myself it's for good, ultimately. That I can turn all of this in the right direction, and then I'm reminded that there are lives that I have no awareness of. Lives that need help that I, for all the wealth and power afforded to me, I can't reach. And yet, a child can be there for their sister and be more noble than I have been in years of service to this organization. I was wrong. You're not remarkable. You are beyond me. I get not.
I have effectively everything in the world at my disposal, and I have not expressed an ounce of the kindness you have. I'm at a loss. I truly am.
I mean, I really don't think that I've done anything special. And you say I've shown kindness. You do have quite a bit of influence. You know where to use it.
And I am known as stern, uptight, and unrelenting. Meanwhile, with a few well-placed words, you are demonstrably making your community a safer place. All I do is pose for pictures and cut red ribbons.
You've done plenty as a hero.
Not enough.
I mean, isn't that the burden that we all deal with? Never feeling like it's enough?
Wait, you? You did these amazing things before even putting on a mask. How?
The work is never done.
I don't really know how to feel worthy of you.
Uh, what is... I'm just a normal guy. I don't know what there is to...
And I think that's precisely it. I'm not. Normal. That is.
I mean, what is normal? You're rich. You also have a horde of demons at your beck and call.
Let you repeat yourself.
I have the ability to traumatize people. One of my friends controls bug, the other one glows. One of them's a fox. I make weird pizzas.
May all the earth tremble for it. And is that all it took for you? Just the simple drive for kindness? To become what we are?
I guess. If that can be equated to... I'm getting real sick and tired of heroes seemingly ignoring people that needed help and deciding to do something about it. I think maybe too, I just hated what I was becoming.
At least we share that in common. If you would provide guidance, yes, I would greatly want to help those that are overlooked. Frankly, my father be damned.
My question was going to be, how public do you want to be? Because there are ways to set it up where the money and the programs flow where they need to go, and you're not necessarily tied to it, but...
I don't need thanks, but I don't want to shelter cowardice.
I'm assuming that you usually have family commitments around the holidays.
Inevitably.
Those are usually a good time to get more involved with charity, but not a necessity.
My father makes his yearly donations on Christmas. Tax deductible, after all.
Yearly donations to whomst.
He'll list off some charities, the majority of which you would know don't really do jack shit.
Bad choices. Don't donate to any of those. I mean, you have a lot of business sense. I've had
At this point.
this idea for a little while now. The industrial quarter is rampant with gang activity. And it's not great for kids. It's not great for parents. It's not great for businesses. HK's starting up a free dance school funded by a grant. And like having community programs for kids is great to keep them out of trouble, help them make connections. But it would be better to get more community partners. Create a little co-op of businesses funding places kids can go that have staffing, meals.
All right.
And if
Certainly make a contribution.
contributions an option, but again, you know business. You have the connection to talk to business owners and the influence and the pull to get them involved.
Do you think they'll listen to me?
I don't know. It's worth a shot. All you can do is try. If they say no, keep trying. Supplement it with, I don't know, other volunteering. Don't just... Money is helpful, but don't just throw money at a problem. Volunteer at a soup kitchen. Pass out toys at hospitals.
You can see that there's like this brief like flinch from him, like what?
At what part?
At the soup kitchen, like
You don't have to cook food if that's what you're nervous about. You can plate food. Homeless people need to eat too.
I guess I just need to unlearn behaviors to consider those in need dangerous.
The danger comes from desperation. If you eliminate the desperation, you eliminate the danger. In most cases. There's still some people that are just bad, but...
God, I'm sorry. I just realized I made this all about me. Are you alright?
Tired.
Understandable. You hear like a faint bing as like the machine indicates that the coffee's ready.
Sweet bean juice. I should probably warn you that the Misfits all saw both of our last memories. Which means the Young Giants might have too.
The young giants were aware of my circumstances, but
Yep.
Perhaps I'll avoid Heavenly Katana for the time being.
Any particular reason why?
I can only imagine she'll be relentless with us.
I don't know. I don't know if she would necessarily poke at something like that.
She doesn't seem to have any scruples against antagonizing me when it reaches her fancy, frankly. Though, if you're concerned about the young giants doing anything similar with you, I would not permit such action.
I don't know. It's just another bit of personal information I didn't willingly give.
He kind of puts a hand on yours. If there's any consolation, the amount of personal information to not be shared, I think we've all collectively learned, could fill a library. But we're gotten very good at compartmentalizing what we should and should not say.
Okay.
Besides, I'm fairly certain Savannah already read your file.
I mean, he said as much at brunch. Breakfast? We didn't have brunch. It was breakfast.
Don't take that personally. He does it with everyone who comes in proximity to us. Frankly, I think he reads through them for fun.
He doesn't seem to have many hobbies outside of being a hero, so.
He doesn't.
He does a lot of paranoid things for someone who's supposedly trying not to be paranoid all the time.
As he would say, comes with the territory.
Maybe for him.
If that was information you didn't want to share, I don't want to try to force you into divulging anything just to sate my own guilt.
Do I? Okay, above the table. At this point, do I know the second memory he saw?
Yeah, you're aware of like all the memories that he saw.
Okay. I didn't. I knew we talked about the last one. I didn't know that was true for all of them. Okay.
Well, not everyone saw the second memory. They only saw the two of
Yes.
you's last memory.
Right. I just didn't know if I knew all of the memories he saw.
No, yeah, you're aware.
Okay. I mean, I'm mostly surprised you haven't turned tail and run over the criminal stuff.
So, Diego, I make deals with literal demons, some of which who have done the most remarkably heinous things you can imagine. Do you genuinely think a little petty crime was going to scare me?
But they're unwilling contracts. We don't have a contract.
Well, discussion for a later time, perhaps.
You could have a contract.
Hera would happily give you a contract.
Oh my God.
An extensive one. Permanently binding.
0 loopholes.
Officiated by Peacock.
I don't blame you for criminal acts. You've proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that whatever may have happened in your past, you're exceptional in the present. I would certainly hope that you do not judge me for the things that I've been complicit in, even after my revelation about my family. I promise you I have been complicit in some disgusting things. But what keeps me moving forward is the fact that I am trying to better myself and my name as best I can. You're not alone in regretting your past actions. And I would certainly not judge you by your worst day, as I would hope you would not judge me by mine.
No. There have been a lot of bad days, though.
I think by sheer mathematics, given the amount of demons I've rubbed elbows with, I think empirically in the world there are more bad days than good. But quite frankly, I think those few good days make the bad days worth it. And he kind of like leans in a little bit to you.
I press my
You've
forehead
certainly-
against his.
You've certainly made some good days for me. What a mess.
Just another day, huh?
One of these days I'm going to take an extended vacation away from the city and see if it's just me, or if it's just living in this town.
Little column A, little column B.
I certainly hope not.
You don't have to answer this if you don't want to. Because I know you don't like each other, but what is up with you and Fleur?
He just kind of hangs his head for a second. I suspect many things based upon what she has said and told me. But quite frankly, in the grand scheme of things, I'm not sure. For as open as friendly as she seems, she can be rather insufferably inscrutable at times.
Really?
You'd be surprised. There's many things she doesn't tell us about her past and what the other side is like, despite my honest inquiries at times.
I mean, I can kind of understand that, though, because I feel like that was probably traumatic for her, and maybe there's, like, taboo of you're not supposed to know what it's like on the other side until you die.
If there's anything I've learned from working with demons, is that taboos are regularly broken.
It's probably how you get so many demons.
True. I do know that she has some sort of vendetta against the Canes. If I had to guess, likely my original ancestor, Robert Kane, likely did something against her or her family.
So is it just like a vendetta against the Kane family in general, or is she projecting onto you?
Well, I am her most common target, given our proximity. And for what it's worth, her wrath is rather mild in the grand scheme of things.
Does she make cacti grow under your feet?
No, but there has been the odd skeleton in the odd location at times. Though, sometimes it's hard to tell if that's her or one of the imps playing a prank. You can usually tell from the freshness.
Ew. As in, the more fresh it is, it's likely one of the imps, or the less fresh it is?
More fresh, more likely an imp.
Okay.
They tend to source from the most disgusting locations.
Yeah.
We did solve an unsolved murder through one of those once, so it's not all bad.
A famous one?
Unfortunately, no.
Someone probably talked about it on a podcast somewhere.
I'll be honest, I don't understand the appeal of those. I get quite enough of self-important people talking at me for hours on end in my usual life, thank you very much.
An occupational hazard of yours.
Though, I am told that your spellcraft was not lacking.
I mean, I was in your body, so I imagine that had a lot to do with it.
No, certain people do have certain predilections, but in certain cases it simply comes down to knowledge and execution. Would you, have any interest in perhaps seeing where such studies could take you?
I mean, I I really doubt that I can still do magic now that I'm back in my own body.
Do you want to try?
Isn't
I'll certainly not force the issue, but uh, to be frank, magic is a large part of my life that I feel rather unable to share with you up until now.
do you want to share it with me?
He just kind of gives this like awkward smile.
Puff was like, oh no, that's cute. I don't imagine I'll be able to reach your levels of experience or do much, but
I certainly wouldn't expect you to, and I wouldn't necessarily recommend it.
that is a slightly concerning statement.
It's not called infernal magic for nothing, darling.
Okay, fair. But I suppose I can try some.
Well, I suppose I'll prepare a mild lesson plan. Just the basics.
You keep saying just the basics, and then you showed me a giant shelf full of the basics.
Magic has existed longer than recorded history. I apologize, but there's a great deal to get through.
And you've done it all, so...
Oh, heavens no. Never. If a mage ever tells you that they have mastered magic, do not believe them.
I meant more the basics, not magic as a whole.
Mostly. I admit I struggle on the elemental side of things. Preference for fire and all that.
So you're really strong. You have mastered the element of fire, but not
No, certainly
the
no.
others.
I have not mastered it. I simply have
You're a firebender.
a what?
You're a firebender. Oh my gosh. If you have any interest in cartoons,
Old cartoons.
old cartoons from
I
the
don't know.
early 2000s.
From the 2000s. Goodness, are they going to have real life dinosaurs in them?
It's a cartoon, so no. There are dragons, though. Not real dragons, cartoon dragons.
I don't know. I've had very mixed interactions with dragons.
Puff above the table, would I know that actual dragons exist?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Like, well, here's the thing. It's generally more accepted existed.
Okay.
Because, well, they were kind of hunted for sport for a while.
Classic.
Also, technically, haven't we met one?
Yes, well, HK has. No, Elytra, you were there too, weren't you?
Yeah,
At the,
Elytra was there. Elytra
yeah.
has pissed off all of the coven, so yes. Elytra
Well,
has met
it wasn't
this.
the coven. It was the like therapy group of
So the
magical
support group.
creatures.
Right.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't think Elytra was at that one. It was just HK and Mac, I believe.
I think so. But yeah, there was a living dragon there. But the place that all of you have encountered dragons before is with Eden Mod's Project 13 that had dragon leather.
Right.
Oh, yeah. We knew that.
Which, yeah, that substance is super illegal.
Classic.
Yep.
Because, you know, that was a sentient creature.
Mm-hmm. At one
Wait till you
point.
see her projects with human skin.
Yeah.
Meat suit.
Lady Gaga's meat dress.
Yeah.
I would not put it past Mod to do something like that.
Well, if you have any interest ever in old cartoons, you can tell me how stereotypical the dragons are. Learn all
Okay.
about being a firebender.
Old cartoons except for Yu-Gi-Oh!
Are you kidding? Yu-Gi-Oh! Is probably on, like, its, I don't know, 8th series at this point.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Into the 13th dimension.
Something like that. Well, I might have some interest if, I mean, at this point, I don't think there's really any concealing our relationship from our respective teams. There's a home theater upstairs. Relatively private.
I might fall asleep. But sure.
I might be called away to handle some matter or another. Whether by father or the team. Hopefully they'll give us a day's rest this time, but we'll see.
In this city? I mean, now that I'm back in my bed, I have to work tomorrow.
I'm very much going to have to unlearn the impulse to throw money at things, aren't I? Because you said you had to work, and my first thought was, just give him his paycheck now so he doesn't.
It's okay, I'll keep telling you no.
You might have to do that for a while.
I can tell you where to spend that money instead.
And I hope you recognize that I'm not responsible for whatever Christmas present I may get you at this point.
Make sure you have a receipt.
Right, the little paper slips. Is it strange
Can
that
you-
I find those so quaint?
A little. A little. Hey, if you don't want to have to worry about a receipt, dinner is always good.
Dinner or dinner?
Me as a player am not entirely sure what he's implying. Is
I
it like
happen to
dinner
have
versus
a Wagyu steer on call.
For a second, I thought I was going to be like, did Kane just make like an eating out reference?
That's also what I
I don't think Crow would do that, but you never
Correct.
know.
What the fuck?
It doesn't need to
He
be.
give you a scene soon.
How about we start with spaghetti?
I know a few chefs in Sicily who could provide.
Okay. Well, just like I think that's as good as I'm gonna get.
Thank you, Diego, for being your exceptional self.
I'm just a normal guy.
If I may be so bold to say, I think more accurately, you're my normal guy. And he will lean in for a kiss.
Both goes beet red. He will reciprocate. And I think it's I mean, I'm sure both sides are a little fumbly and awkward.
Oh yes, and if you at any point like look at Kane, the second you make contact, he just beat red as well.
Both.exe
I-
has stopped
Kissed
working.
someone before?
Are you asking on both sides, or?
Yeah, have either of them ever kissed somebody before this? Because my guess is no.
Kane hasn't.
Both
He hasn't
hasn't.
even been kissed by his parents.
Both.exe has stopped working.
I think after like a few seconds, Kane separates and he just kind of. You can see like the blush even like extending down into his arm.
Oh my god. He's so pale. I think it says something because of both darker skin that he's also beet red.
And then from behind you, you just hear. Kane whips around, and there is like this 3-foot little imp standing there. So really guy's gonna fuck. Vaporized.
Okay, maybe you could teach me that one.
Well, it's a little far up the tree, the whole return to hell for an eternity of pain and torment, but I'll try my best.
How do they feel about water?
Of the holy variety, or just generally?
Either. What do they hate
The
most?
holy water they find repugnant. Normal water, a solid 30% chance they will not appreciate it. And
Is-
occasionally you get particularly lewd ones and they start dancing.
Is there like a holy water downpour spell?
Of a sort. I can teach you how to make holy water.
That might come in handy.
It's a relatively simple incantation. Though, do you have access to any saintly relics?
I really don't think so.
I'll find you a knucklebone.
Okay.
Could we kiss again? I'm not certain I did it right. I may need some practice.
Yeah. Upstairs.
Upstairs sounds good. And we will go ahead and close the curtain on that.
They snuggle under a blanket and make out in the movie theater.
Sounds good.
They try to figure out whether or not tongue should be involved.
I think it's a little...
Neither of them remember any part of the movie.
I don't even know what we're watching.
Yeah,
Do we put on Avatar? Who knows?
maybe. You did,
I'll-
but it was the wrong one.
All I can say is that it definitely wasn't Yu-Gi-Oh! Because there would be no making out if Yu-Gi-Oh! saw.
An imp
Someone made an
sneaks
unholy
on.
mashup.
Yeah, I was gonna say an imp sneaks on Yu-Gi-Oh! In some way, shape, or form.
Oh my god.
God.
I was gonna say an unholy mashup of James Cameron's Avatar and Yu-Gi-Oh! Somehow.
Yes,
No.
The imps did it.
the imps did it.
I feel like at one point May like opens the door, sees the two of you, and like opens her mouth, and it's just like, oh fuck it, and just leaves.
Like, it'd be too easy.
Not only too easy, but she's also just done with the day.
You know that's
Fair.
All right. But due to making out reasons, it seems as though the entire team ends up not being at the manor all at once. And given the proximity of Thanksgiving, I feel as though SP decides to take some time to get some more studying in.
Larry gives him a quick kiss and wishes him well.
Elytra made him flashcards.
Mac
I'd
is his
imagine.
study buddy.
Oh god.
So, Gloria, let me ask you this. Sans SP, what are you doing?
She was feeling pretty good after this whole thing, considering how she could have felt, given the body swapping and the memory swapping and all of that. But the last conversation and the DB staring thing did concern her, so she's probably like... She's either lying on the couch, kind of looking like she's spacing out, or she's taken her vague frustration out on a wall with some paint. Abstract art, maybe.
Fair enough.
Let's go with the paint. She's recreated a version of I believe it's Saint George slaying the dragon.
I don't know if I know that one.
It's like a motif in paintings. I might have the wrong name.
Yeah, it's
I'm
fine.
pretty sure it's St. George and the dragon.
Notably, in this version, the dragon is also mortally wounded Saint George. Goes both ways. But she probably would not notice. Assuming Elytra is coming in to this, she likely would not notice it.
Okay. Yeah, we can say, Elytra, you went and had your meeting with Savannah.
Mm-hmm.
They came back to the team just sort of chilling, waiting for Thoth to get back. I fully imagine HK is running around in a circle somewhere.
I mean, HK and Moonlighter might be catching up.
I was about to say, date.
Yeah.
After being separated for how long in odd bodies.
Yeah.
But I do think, before Elytra comes back, Glory, I think Mac comes up to you And it's sort of like watching what you're doing.
All right.
Hey. Can I? He sort of like gestures to the paint.
Sure. She'll try to find a brush that is an appropriate size for his hands. Though I guess he's fairly dexterous, so.
Yeah. I mean, he was literally just gonna stick his hand in there and start like finger painting.
Glory probably is not using her expensive paints anywhere near the manor, so whatever. Go for it, dude. But she's got like her little makeshift palette, which I'm not going to say it's a piece of styrofoam because she's at least a little bit above that, but it's probably reclaimed wood of some sort.
Yeah. I'm
Cardboard.
imagining like not cardboard,
Nah, that would get
but
too
like
damp
some
too quickly.
plywood that was like thrown out by a construction nearby and has just got absorbed by the manor.
She very carefully poked a hole in it with her finger and is
Nice.
putting her thumb in that, working on that.
He's like starting to draw a little something. He says, are you scared of me?
Not as such.
Just seems like everybody likes to come talk to me, but you usually stay away.
You want me to talk to you?
Seems like you went into the maze because of me.
You were the reason, yes. I was charged with quote unquote eliminating the threat without specifics about what that actually means. Didn't know what to expect, really.
Would you have killed me if you had to? And his eyes kind of look over to the painting that you're doing.
Did you kill and eat people because you had to?
One time. The other times, they tried to hurt me first.
Yeah. If it had happened in a way where you had tried to hurt us first, and we were acting in self-defense, then it is entirely possible it could have gone down that way. But I'm not opposed to a peaceful solution where one can be found. For what it's worth, I am glad that it didn't go in a violent way. You seem like a good kid.
Kids in the skate park say I'm bad, but that it's good.
Elaborate?
They like calling the things I can do a bad donkey.
Like with the skateboard? What? Oh, badass? Is that what you're going for? Okay. As without hearing them, I'm assuming what they're going for is they think that whatever you're doing is interesting and worthy of praise for it. As far as I can tell, you seem to have some fairly advanced abilities. Strength, durability, you're good with tech. That kind of stuff can be impressive.
I'm not good with phones. Those screens are hard.
That's
I
fair.
like the clockwork gears.
More tactile. More similar to the labyrinth, too, I'd imagine.
I'm sorry, say again?
More similar to the labyrinth, too, I'd imagine.
It's really the only way not to think about how hungry I was. Look at the walls and how they worked. You can see now that he's drawing like a technical diagram.
Fair. That makes sense. It was an impossible and cruel situation to be in.
I hear what you guys talk about sometimes. Do you know what's gonna happen to somebody like me if you beat the lightning guy?
I don't think anyone really knows. Maybe less of a target on your back. I don't think that everything that was derived from them dissipates or anything, if that's what you're worried about. This what's weighing on you with it?
If you beat him and Mama used to talk about those prophecy things. How they used to happen a lot.
Yeah.
But it seemed like they always kept the world the same in the end.
The Greek gods have a vested interest in the status quo. But the current prophecy at least seems to want change. What exactly that change will end up being after the prophecy is over remains to be seen.
I hope it's a good change.
I do too, kid. But you should know that it also might not be. I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you. It's another impossible and cruel situation.
Is it bad that I think sometimes I shouldn't have left?
What makes you say that?
Kind of without thinking, he sort of like hugs himself a bit, smearing paint on his fur. Things were bad in the labyrinth, but I knew how things worked there. It's really
You're
hard
also in.
how anything works out here.
You knew how things worked, but there were still unknowns. When was the next time you'd have to eat? What did you have to do to eat? could you keep dealing the constant pain from not eating? Those are certainties in a way, but they're also painful. But freedom is its own kind of pain, I suppose. Out here you have more choices, more options, more uncertainty, not knowing how things will go. I can't tell you what to think, but if it's me, I'll choose an unknown over a certain pain. I think it's worth the risk and the chance.
I think you'd make a good god.
Glad you think so. They're all.
Seems like you're smarter than all of them.
I'll tell you a secret. I'm kind of afraid. If I do manage to do this and become a god, does it change you? Do you become worse? At least one of them was immortal before this. And now he won't lift a finger to stop any of it. I don't want that to happen to me. But I also don't want to die. And if I'm being entirely honest, I also enjoy the power. I like having the power to change the world around me.
But isn't that bad?
Do you want power?
That's
Often. Yes. It is often quite bad.
That's why Lightning Guy did all this, right?
Because he wanted power, and I think because he's afraid. He also doesn't want to die. But eventually you have to make a choice. Does your ability to continue living on, what is it worth? Is it worth more than the lives of the people who are hurt in order for you to stay that way? It's
I don't
not
think it is.
Internally, Glory has a thought and decides to move past it very quickly. I would generally agree. But fear can do a lot of things to people. It can make them make choices they regret, or choices that hurt people that they don't regret if they're pieces of shit. It's a very mortal emotion, despite their immortality.
I made choices like that.
You did. I've made choices like that too.
I don't ever want to make those choices again.
At that point, Glory actively turns to look at him. And I think that is the point at which it stops being bad. You want to change. You want to improve. You want to not hurt people. She points her thumb over towards Hickory Heights, and he doesn't care about any of that. And that's what makes you better.
Kind of gives you a little smile. Thank you, Miss Glory.
Happy to help. And for what it's worth, the avoidance isn't because of you, per se. It's more because of me. I said I've made similar choices that hurt people to survive.
Did you
I'm glad that
change?
I wanted to die. And then I didn't. So I had to change.
Then that makes you not bad, right?
I don't know. I really don't. But my friends tell me that that's probably the case, that I'm not bad. So, for my own sanity, I choose to believe them over my own worst impulses.
It seems like they're right about a lot of things, so they're probably right about it too.
Never listen to what any of us say about ourselves, only listen to what we say about the rest of the team. Everyone here's got the self-worth of, I don't even have a good comparison, but it's not good.
You can see him like trying to do the math in his head on that, like, don't listen.
If anyone ever says something about themselves that you think is incorrect because they're making themselves sound like a worse person than they are, if it's somebody who you at that point have come to like and think is a good person, it's probably their own insecurity talking. That said, there's plenty of people out there who are shitty, so don't take that as a hard and fast rule. You'll find out here you have to play things by ear more often than not, which is also scary. But it also keeps life interesting.
You see him like pull out a notebook and like
Let's
Write
talk
this
about
down.
vibes.
Oh my god. The notes are not a bad thing, but I would caution you to make sure that you never feel that you have to be entirely restricted by what other people have told you is good and bad and right and wrong. As far as I can tell, you seem to have a decent moral compass. Don't be afraid to listen to yourself.
Isn't that what the gods do? Not listen to anybody?
I didn't say you don't have to ever listen to anybody. I'm just saying you shouldn't always listen to other people. Because then if you only listen to what other people tell you about yourself, then you become what they think you are, rather than what you want to be. Good advice has value, but it isn't everything.
I don't know what I want to be.
I think that's perfectly okay.
I just want to be good.
Well, there you go. That's something you want to be. What I'm saying is, if you want to be good, and somebody ever tells you that you should think a certain way or do a certain thing that you feel would not make you good, you don't have to listen to them. It takes some judgment, as with everything. There's few absolutes in the outside world. But, at least from my experience, making those kinds of judgment calls gets easier with time. You're just out of the jar. It's okay if you don't understand everything quite yet. Hell, none of us understand everything either.
It seems like you understand a lot.
I'm not sure I'd say that. But I have had a lot of time to think about choices and why we make
When you
them.
say that, he sort of like points to the line, "Don't believe what people say about themselves."
You are smart. But I also don't want to let things go to my head. That's the problem they have. I don't think they're capable of self-reflection, to be quite honest. Or if they are, they bury it deep. Some achieve it with work and help. But it's the kind of thing that I think only happens if you want it to. Think of it as a sort of a skill. On one end, you have the extreme of those guys. They don't listen to anybody. They don't ever take advice. They only follow their own guidance. And on the other hand, the other end of that scale, you have somebody who only ever listens to everybody. Always. Lets other people tell them what they are and what to do. I think the goal is to find a happy medium. Somewhere in the middle.
Are there other kinds of medium?
Depends what you mean.
I hear lots of people saying happy medium, but is there sad medium?
Sure. The middle option is not always the best. Some people will try to tell you it is. I just told you it was in this case.
But don't listen to everything other people say.
Correct. That's just my perspective. You don't have to share it.
Okay. Thank you.
Happy to help.
As he walks away, you see that the little diagram he's drawn is a little, like, emergency surgery kit. Big enough for a dragon.
Fair enough.
But as Elytra and Thoth eventually return to the manor for a team meeting, I think we will go ahead and call it there for tonight. Like I said, a little shorter tonight. So how are we feeling?
Thoth continues to believe the worst about himself in the face of everyone telling him the best about himself.
God damn it.
Elytra is incredibly conflicted because, again, she was basically just told, hey, push your teammates into doing stuff that you're pretty sure will make them very uncomfortable. And she's like, fuck no. I get what you're saying, but I respect my team.
I will say, though...
Or he feels more tired and worse.
Oh.
Oh.
I will say, when Thoth goes to sleep that night, he is just going to have echoing in his brain, my normal guy, over and over again.
Oh. That's adorable.
That's adorable.
I swear to God, if Elytra ends up with more fucking dating rumors, she's gonna die.
My God.
Especially with Savannah?
I was about to say, if it happens with Savannah, that's actually kind of creepy because he's significantly older than you.
Yeah.
And perpetually
She's the youngest
single.
one on this team.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
The gossip mags start accusing... I'm not going to say that on stream. I'll type it in chat.
Parker Peterson in the bushes. Yes.
He's not beating the sex offender allegations.
That's where I was going.
Oh no. He's a
Yep.
fucking creep.
Well, if he goes after Savannah, there actually might be consequences, so please do see what happens.
The Young Giants are not his particular column. Another reporter, a fair few of them, have that well staked out at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he might be bold enough if he's... Well, actually, Elytra is assuming this is a civvy type event, so he would not make that connection. She has not been outed yet as the same person.
Yet.
I am waiting. I am waiting for that day. I know it's gonna hit at some point.
Let me put it to you like this.
It's gonna happen for all of us.
It's not going to happen randomly. I know when it is going to happen, though.
I am terrified with that response because I know what Elytra has in the background.
Oh boy.
In the middle of Robin and Altair's wedding.
Oh my god.
That would be horrific. That is not the worst case scenario.
True.
So
But it would be the funniest, I think.
Elytra trying to like play both roles and just giving up at one point. Because you know she's going to be maid of honor in that, and she's going to die.
Yeah. You do our very best to cover her so that she could actually fulfill that role and not have to do superheroics, but that's not how our luck goes most of the time.
No, not at all. If our luck follows the path it's been going, like a god will come and fuck it up for all of us.
Yep.
I mean, if it's any consolation, any sort of, like, personal event like that for the Ultras is kept strictly private. They do not want fucking paparazzi of that sort of shit.
I mean, fair.
But can they keep a god out?
No,
I mean, if anyone's got the resources for it, it's the Ultras.
fair.
Fair.
But
Can
Elytra
they
did...
keep an evil goldfish out?
No.
I mean, the evil goldfish has been rather persistently a thorn in their side. So
Yes.
obviously-
But when Savannah was talking about, like, oh yeah, Glory, like, has the potential of a god, Elytra's just, like, doing math in her head, and she's like, there could theoretically be all gods on our team, and I don't know which one I am most concerned about at this given point.
Oops, all gods.
Oops, all gods.
I mean, it's worth noting, I did sculpt Savannah's perspective with the fact that he kind of does not have, like, a grasp on what Thoth can do.
Yep, that is why Elytra did not say shit.
Yeah. Oops
I
all
think I've
gods,
said it
oops
before.
half Greeks.
Yeah.
That's our team.
Also, she almost let slip that, like, SP was fateless, which is the only one that wouldn't be a god, but she's like, I don't know if he can die. So, like, ultimately, who the fuck knows with our team?
We're just a bag of mysteries.
I mean, there's one way you could investigate one of those mysteries, but Thoth is in denial about potentially being magic, so...
I mean, to be fair,
Look,
like,
you can
if-
force it anytime you want.
ultimately, if Thoth starts investigating that, Elytra also has to start investigating that whole line, and she's like, I don't have time for this shit right now, guys.
I don't know how to tell you this, but if I force this issue, it's gonna kick off some other things.
Yeah, we know.
Well,
Also, I never anticipated this being an issue.
what, that Thoth wouldn't go after the bait?
No, that there was no bait. I made an offhanded comment, and you've turned it into such a thing.
Have you met us?
I was like, you gamed with us for how long, and you didn't think we were gonna turn this into shit, like a thing?
I was just trying to quietly imply that somewhere down the line, Thoth was potentially related to Dionysus, and y'all are like, other demigod confirmed? I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
We have no chill.
Also, following up on the things that Savannah is aware of and not aware of thing, is not aware of what Thoth can do, is also not aware of some of the shit Glory can do that's not public.
Yeah.
I was about to say, Elytra's
Yeah.
also like, I am incredibly
Thoth will
proud of Glory that she did not actually lose as bad of control as she could have.
I could
But she
erase
can't
somebody.
say that.
I could
Yeah.
erase a lot of somebody's.
Yeah.
When Savannah was like, that's what she does when she loses control, and we're just all over here like,
Like,
but we know what
nope,
she could do when she
that
has
ain't it.
control about a certain thing.
Yeah.
I
I was
will
like,
traumatize people, and then I will remove them
Then you
from
remove
their
the
own
trauma
heads.
mhm.
and everything else.
You know, now that I think about it, it's in a fucked up way. Do y'all know what a false Hydra is?
Yes. Yes, I
Glory
do.
could very easily false Hydra people.
False Hydra.
I don't know what that is.
It's a D&D monster that is basically like eating people out of a town, but it manipulates memory so that you never know anyone is missing.
She
Yeah.
could do that.
Ooh.
Yes,
Yeah.
he could. You could fuck a place up and then be like,
Let's do it.
If we ever get to like, I assume we'll get to something like this eventually, but like Star Trek Mirrorverse evil doppelgangers show up, I am picturing Glories as just cheerfully doing the most fucked up things to people and not really caring.
oh yeah, oh yeah.
She knows she's right.
Thoth is
Yeah.
manipulating emotions left, right, and center.
I am so concerned about what Elytra's doing because I
Apparently
don't
naked
fucking...
and covered in bugs.
Yes.
That's just
That does
fear
not
factor,
mean-
okay?
Yeah. Normal Elytra might pull that off at some point just to scare someone. So, like,
Glory
We
walks
don't know.
downstairs in the middle of the night. Ah, what the fuck? Hi!
I'm just,
Not in the kitchen.
I don't know why. My brain would never go to this normally, but I'm just imagining like the worst nipples assholes.
I mean, fair.
They're centipedes.
Oh no! Eh.
Or like scorpions.
Yeah.
But they're hanging on by the pincers? Is that where that's
Yep,
Ah,
yep.
nipple clamps.
Oh no.
This is all horrific.
What are we doing here?
We're supposed to be doing end of session questions. We
Yeah.
got off topic. It's
Or like
fine.
a millipede like between them.
Mm.
Nipple chain.
We
butt
always
millipede
get
is
off
not
topic.
something I expected to think of today, but fair enough.
Don't challenge my sleepy, kinky brain into thinking about these things, please.
Sorry.
It's like 4 a.m., guys.
Yeah, we
Not
should
quite.
probably do NSS questions.
You're fine. Yeah.
I can go first. To no one's surprise, Thoth is going to grow closer to the team to his boyfriend. Because they had, there was lots of compliments, and he's still just like, I think you're making a terrible mistake by, like, not holding me accountable for things, but whatever. But also, Industrial Quarter Charity Co-op might happen, so.
Yes.
We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, I think we're gonna go ahead and move. I think danger down, savior up.
I can do that miraculously. Hooray! And
I
I
was usually thinking mundane, but the more I'm thinking about it, the more I'm like, no, I think Kane is just kind of blown away with how subtly and powerfully a hero Thoth has been.
Oh, when he's just like, I am the weakest among us. I do nothing. I don't contribute.
Bonking him with a cardboard tube.
Makes it safe,
actively.
literally makes it safe for kids to play outside. And I will clear a condition. I think I'll clear angry.
I can go next. Oh, sorry.
Go for it.
I will say Elytra grew closer to team, and I'm gonna say she grew closer to both Glory and Thoth because they were like, she had to defend them and their stance, and she fully appreciates her team, and the fact that they clearly, Savannah is very concerned about the amount of harm they could do, and they still elect to hero every day pretty much. So,
You think
and
the fact that-
ultimately,
Go ahead.
I said ultimately she decided that she is staying with them too, so there is that.
I was very curious what your reaction to that was going to be. That's why I left that as the
Yeah.
cliffhanger, because I was
Yeah.
like, I know this is what Elytra wants, but is it still enough at this point?
No.
Because now she has friends.
Lots more, and they're loyal to her, and she, like, they took a chance on her when no one else did, so she's like, you overlooked me, they haven't, and they've been ride or die from, like, day one, so.
Elytra had decided, or if this was more than hypothetical, and Elytra had decided to like join the Young Giants, Glory, and possibly not just Glory, would be crashing out. Glory would feel betrayed, and she would never trust you again.
Yeah.
Thoth would.
I will say, oh, sorry.
I was gonna say Thoth would also probably be blaming himself.
Yeah.
Be like, "Yep,
God,
it's my fault."
everything!
How do I grab this boy by the shoulders through an NPC and be like, fucking value yourself, bitch?
Glory standing behind him. Have you considered that this actually makes you very self-centered?
Oh
Everything's
no!
your fault. It's all about you.
Oh my god!
I will say Elytra is very nervous about telling the team that Savannah approached her, because she's like, I don't want them to think that I, like, would have even considered leaving them.
I don't think
I mean-
it would not occur to Glory that Elytra would up until the second that she did.
I'll throw this out there. Literally nothing you and Savannah talked about needs to be known by anybody other than the two of you. He picked that spot because it was just you two, not even Tabs.
Yeah, but Elytra has honor.
I was about to say, Elytra's not gonna not tell the team because
Might
she
also find
feels,
value in their perspectives.
yeah, but she also feels that she owes them that was
Consider
because
The drama.
We have plenty of that going around.
there's already too much of that, and there's gonna be enough drama with what the rest of the shit she reveals. So like, and the
Lies
fact
and
that she
omission.
has
Oh,
yeah.
go for it.
There's also a not date coming at some point, so she also has to admit to that. So it'll be fine.
Lies and omission within this team have not gone well in the past.
No.
Yeah.
But Thoth and Glory both get to do some shifteronies.
Okay, this is absolutely meta because our characters didn't interact at all this session.
Mhm.
But I would say superior up, danger down.
Okay.
Did we know that Elytra was meeting with Savannah? Or is it more
That
just
is
she just
entirely up to Elytra. I was gonna kind of leave that until
I
we had all
think-
of us here.
I think you guys knew. I think you would have seen her go off.
Yeah.
It's like, if I disappear, here's who did it.
He's taking me to a secondary location.
Yeah.
The whole team never go to a secondary location.
Don't go to the secondary location.
Hardly a secondary location. It was the edge of a field, and then they went into the field.
It's secondary from the monolith.
It's also a random field. So
There were planes overhead.
Yeah.
All right. Given
It's a
that
big
we-
city. There's planes overhead usually.
But given that the team did know this was happening and probably didn't know why, because I don't think Elytra knew why either going into it.
mm-mm.
I'm gonna say danger up, mundane down, because Glory doesn't know what is going on and she doesn't really trust it, especially after what just happened with the Young Giants. She's wary of their intentions and she doesn't know what they're going to talk about wherever the fuck they're going. She doesn't trust it. She trusts Elytra, but
Savannah,
She
no.
the
doesn't-
situation's
Fuck
making
that
her
guy.
nervous.
Yeah. Well,
She
for
doesn't have a
your-
reason to automatically trust him.
No.
I think we're all gonna trust him less after this, and maybe bite him.
Yeah.
We send him a cake that just says "Told you so."
I could
Yeah,
send him
he
a weird
is-
pizza.
Weird pizza that says "Told you so."
Yeah. Chocolate covered crickets. Told you so.
Yes.
Yes.
mean-
Well, Crow, you do get to give me 2 conditions for the
Oh,
record. It's fine. It's okay.
What you got marked?
I just have afraid marked right now because I did clear guilty, but if you want to give me guilty again, that's also fine because it still makes sense in the meta.
I feel like angry and insecure actually probably track.
Honestly, yeah, those both. Especially because Tabs hasn't made contact yet.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Tabs is going to have words.
Oh, yes.
She always has words.
Electra gets back and Tabs is like one of her physical bodies is sitting in a chair that swivels around and she's
Yes.
like
She's petting a robotic cat.
Probably more she's just waiting for y'all to have your debrief so that she can listen in.
Steal Elytra away.
or we
Elytra's
go to the island and piss her off.
Fully
Fox
prepared
Island.
to like get not only angry mentor debrief, but angry mom debrief at this point. Which like was why she was told Savannah, I think she's more upset than you realize with what I just pulled. Yeah. AI mom is mad.
A note to my list of downtime events I want to take care of.
I think Glory is going to grow into her own image of herself. And we're going to move mundane down and savior up, but not necessarily in a good way. She's used to having to be strong for other people. What's more of that? So very much from like a lot of the like she did reveal some vulnerabilities in that conversation, and the reaction seemed to be more, well, you seem like you know what you're doing and you're on top of things and you understand things. And she's like, well, if the mask fits, may as well wear it.
Mac doesn't mean it, but he is unfortunately not the best mentee.
It's not a mentee's job to be a good mentee in Glory's view. Like, it's very much in the vein of like, if somebody is looking up to her in a way for advice or protection, then she will be the shield or the advice that they need. And she will do it at the emotional cost to herself, if that is a thing that she has to pay for that interaction.
Glory and Thoth should hug.
Perhaps. Because, you know, Mac did ask, like, you know, St. George is slaying the dragon in this, but the dragon's also slaying St. George in the version that Glory did. There can be a CPR kit to resuscitate the dragon.
But who's going to
St. George
resuscitate
can wait.
St. George?
Yep.
That's the question.
But Max sees himself as the dragon.
He does.
Feelings all over the
Feelings,
place.
emotions, the
Difficult.
drama.
How much of our team actually sees themselves as the dragon in that picture, though, is the question.
Glory sees herself as both.
I feel like Elytra's probably seeing herself a little more of the dragon at this point, in light of what just happened.
Yeah, I'm very interested what this team meeting is going to be like, honestly.
So much trauma.
A big gossip circle about how much most of the young giants suck.
You know, God, Glory's not to the extent that Thoth would be experiencing this, obviously, but she would feel very bad about a schism between the teams because she is genuinely friends with Kane. And, like, she'd feel terrible if that got affected. But also, like, SP is her boyfriend, and if DB tries to attack him.
I will say in the situation, Elytra is like understands DB, but she is really pissed at DB right now. Like,
Oh,
so
Glory
pissed.
Glory understands, and she thinks that he's an idiot. How could she?
Demonstrably, yes, he is. Unfortunately, that's the problem.
She sees.
We need to
who
recruit
believes in
Tiffany.
blood guilt as a moral failing. Because if everyone judged her for all the shit that her dad's done,
Yeah.
she'd be dead several times over.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, and Elytra's also in that boat where if she got judged for her ancestry,
Yeah.
she'd be
Gigi's in
also.
that boat.
Yeah.
Arguably, to a minor extent, Gigi's in that boat.
I feel like we're all kind of carrying some legacy, except, well, maybe Thoth too.
I was gonna say, Thoth would assume he's scot-free because he doesn't know his parents, but then someone would just show up and be like, "You're Joe McDaniel's kid, die," and just shoot him.
Your father killed my father. Prepare to die. Blood guilt.
Yeah.
I don't know
Or
if something
that
like
said-
that'll happen. But, yeah.
BB and Floor are kind of have a similarity there because they're both blaming people for the actions of their relatives.
Mm-hmm. I think there's a lot of, overall, from a meta standpoint, there is a lot of blaming other people for actions that they can't control based off of their parents. Like, arguably even Teresa, because it was mainly her mom who triggered the genocide, if I remember right, is carrying some of that too. So it's just like all over the board
Yeah.
in this campaign.
Then the Misfits are also blaming themselves for things they can't necessarily control.
Yes.
Or things that they can.
I mean, you're picking up on what I am kind of seeding as a minor theme, which is people aren't actually able to get back at the people who hurt them, so they hurt other people.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Hurt people, hurt people.
Yeah.
Thoth blames himself for things he can and can't control.
Same, for Glory.
All of us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Elytra
Five
does
of
too.
wands, bonking each other with cardboard tubes.
Yep.
That's just the team.
I feel like it's gonna be SP at the head of the table with the biggest stick, just like boom, boom, boom.
Glory's
just
like,
going around
treat
in a
your
circle.
situation seriously.
He parries it.
Yeah.
Elytra's gonna be like, SP, we need to address this at some point because I'm getting flack for it and we need to talk
Glory
about it.
distracts SP. Thoth sneaks up behind him and is like, "Feel your feelings," and goes for the shins.
Glory's like, will you take it seriously if your dad tries to kill me again? But
you
like,
take-
on purpose this time?
Maybe. We'll see.
I am looking
It
forward
depends
to
on what
this
Maria does.
Thanksgiving so
Oh
much.
god.
Oh yes, Thanksgiving is going to be lovely.
Oh my gosh.
Next session is going to be great, guys.
The Misfits are in the bushes outside the house, like on comms,
Yeah.
waiting for this to explode.
Honestly, I don't know because we were originally going to
Thoth's
have
schedule's packed.
Elytra on
Fair.
bugs, but I don't know if Elytra trusts the bugs enough to actually be in that position right
I
now.
will say, unless SP strongly objects, Glory would probably insist on coming with Elytra as backup.
Elytra is not going alone.
I'm just very curious what y'all think you're gonna do, busting into a party of crusty rich white dudes.
Well, if there's
with
witches, will be
seemingly
invited
no
in.
reason.
No, I mean, that's not what I meant.
Hiding behind the bushes.
So the goal was to, I believe, give SP, like, if we can swing it some sort of invisible earpiece so that we can help him with any stupid law questions. And then Gloria's backup, what I meant was more if Silver Spectre decides to break cover for some reason, it'd be out of character, but it's not impossible, and, like, attack him in public with, like, mind powers, then that's when we step in and hopefully get him out of the situation.
All right. I'm just. I think it's gonna be very funny if SP flies by with like absolutely no issues, and the two of you get caught out by like a guard or something, and you need to explain why the fuck you're in the bushes.
We don't literally have to be in the bushes outside there. Elytra's got range of 3 districts.
Yeah. Elytra also has a reason to say, I'm a college friend, and I was checking up on him. Because I know
Maybe better
he's
to
stressed
not
out.
invite the scrutiny in the first place, because then, yeah.
Also
It's
true.
gonna be interesting. However it goes, it's gonna be interesting. But that will be
It's
for next time.
Next time.
Thank you all
You'll
for playing.
find out.
Thank you all for watching. We will see you, hopefully, with more friends.
We'll find out if there's nipple chain millipedes.
Bye.